Welcome back. I am joined now in studio by an award-winning jazz artist affectionately known as Malume. That's Herbie Tsoaeli, who is a bassist, a composer, and he's reissuing and marking a new era of the African Time album. The maestro himself joins me now in studio to tell us a bit more. It's a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. It's not the first time we chat, but it's the first time I actually thought about this theme around how you've coined the term jazz moya to describe your music. Describe to us, how does this spirituality influence your creative process?
Which means flawless flow of life. The flawless flow of our life is, as us as human beings could really realize how important we are in ourselves and amongst ourselves. Because I need you, you need me. We don't forget, we are all together on these vibrations. There are many notes, vibrations of notes, because we are in vibration of notes now, you know. Elections are coming, this is coming, this is what's happening, a lot is happening. It's a vibrations,
Speaking about those vibrations, the African Time theme, this was your debut album, but you've now reissued this work. Tell us a bit more about this project and why you thought it important to revisit this project.
Well, I thought it was very important to revisit this project because as it was my first debut album, so I have to save it so that it gets stashed in the fortress of the archive of African Time. And there was an outcry as well from the people for this album. Hence, we are reissuing it. That's why we are reissuing it now as a marking of a new era. It's an old era, but it's still new.
It's still something new. So with the reissue, which aspects of this album do you believe will resonate most strongly with audiences today, in 2024? I mean, you spoke about what you have noticed happening, especially when it comes to the lead up to these elections, but also your observations socially. What can we expect this time around?
Wow. I hope people visit first the band camp, because the reissuing of this album, it made me think of, you know, when you are at the airport, they say don't leave your luggage or baggage unattended. So this time I had to attend to it. Now that I'm working with some honorable gentlemen, sister ladies and gentle brothers in my team, so I thought let me bring it back, because now I'm attending to my baggage, you know, because at least I own it by now, you know. That's what I meant.
It's very interesting you mention Bandcamp, because this album will only be available exclusively on this site. What motivated this decision, and how people access your music as well?
This decision was motivated by being just to see, you know, proceedings, you know, because, you know, when there are middle people, sometimes you don't see, you know, when people, you know. So this, I wanted to see proceedings with my team so that I know which way I'm going, because I want to know which way I'm going in this life, you know. I have to know which way I'm going, which is there's a song I've composed called Which Way I'm Going, or Which Way Are We Going? It could go in many directions, you know, because it's coming from a natural campus environment, vibrations.
So speaking about those vibrations, those who have attended your concerts, some describe it as uplifting, some describe it as a life-changing experience as well. Having to watch Herbie Tsoaeli live, what happens? What goes on in your performances?
Sure. I always talk of praise the superpowers and the ancestors out there that are guiding us, 100%. People talk about 100%. They guide us, and also the shall I say, the elders, man. We get all this guidance from those who were there before us, because this music is inspired by them. By the way, you talk about Malume, they were there before. Yeah. Winston Mankunku. I used to sneak into your shows when I was young, because I saw this thing as a calling, because you have to, strive towards finding yourself. I'm still in the research, of course, of myself as well.
I quite like what you're saying, and it brings me to my next point around navigating the balance between preserving traditional jazz elements, but also keeping up or incorporating new and innovative sounds. Yes. What's your take, especially on new music that you've been tapping into right now? New music, I've always, having done my apprenticeship with the greats, the elders, and all of them, having done that, I thought that I would say, people, I always say, I don't know whether, I played all genres. Genres, being pop, rock, mbaqanga, nkashiyo, you name it, kwela music, dance music, from the boats, when I was young, I used to be crazy, going to boats, playing a gig there for a week, come back, that's another sound. Clubs and music, December, we played in Cape Town, So I also listening to various kind of sounds in my household, where my grandmother brought me up. You listen to some jazz there, and all those jazz combined with Bakanga music, Mama Hlatini, all those greats, Sex and Gosi, Brothers of Breath, whatever, you name them. Like eclectic sounds, When interviewing masters, especially jazz artists, I like figuring out what keeps them inspired. Let me pose that question to you. In 2024, what keeps Herbie Tsoaeli still inspired to create this amazing music? I get inspired by my surroundings and by the happenings. Because I'm like, I'm in this axis, the axis has got, pillar. I'm revolving around, like, you know what I mean? When you check the map, So I'm around, I like being around great energies around me, So that's what keeps me up, And great people with good uplifting phone calls. And, it just activates. Like as you are charging a battery, your phone is 100%. I get activated with positive energies. Yeah. The strange thing about you is that every time I search for you, it will always seem that your concerts are very few and far between, or either not publicized as much. When people want to see you, where exactly do they find you? Or are there upcoming concerts that you'd like to mention on this platform? Well, I'm still wishing to do, we will be shortly opening up of a second berth of the African station, Freedom Station, in Sophia Town. That's where I'm looking at now. For my space is focusing on. Okay. Create a variety of different musicians, Friday and Saturday, different concepts. So I'm looking at that to do that show, because it's a concept. It's like. That's why I'll be introducing new music. Right. I'm even thinking of playing music from Jonas Gwangwa, from Winston Mankunku, Abdullah, but with my own interpretation. Because this thing has been in my subconscious for a long time. When computers are crashing, mine stays there. I mean, I never had to put anything on everything is on record. We have run out of time, but before I let you go, looking ahead, what aspirations or even goals do you have for the impact and legacy of African Time, this monumental album, in the broader music landscape, whether it's here at home in South Africa or even internationally?
Wow.
Where do you see this reworked project going?
I would have loved to see this rebirth of African Time, new old album, to have a universal passport, so that it can be heard worldwide. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
And now it belongs to me. So I would have loved to see that, to have that universal passport, to reach all spheres, atmospheres, just to reach. Yeah.
That is why it's always a pleasure chatting to you. Got something special though. We play out with this interview, or with cuts from the collection. Here's At This Point in Time, which are Voices in Volumes by Herbie Tsoaeli.